Our last video, we were looking at representing sample space. And with that, we had different ways to represent it: a tree diagram, a list, and a table. What happens if those numbers grow really quickly, or we can't use one of those things to represent? For example, let's say we have 6 shirts, 4 pairs of pants, and 3 shoes, and I want to know how many total outcomes I have. So how many outfits can I build from these pieces of clothing? Okay, if I start out with a tree diagram, let's say I've got 6 shirts, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. My first shirt here, I'm going to branch out to 4 pairs of pants. And then each pair of pants is going to branch out to 3 pairs of shoes. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. See how fast that's branching out? No pun intended, because it's a tree. But look at that. That right there, from one shirt, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 outfits from one shirt. Well, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shirts. So that's going to happen each time. That's a big tree. That right there is, I think, 72 total outfits. And that's going to be a crazy messy tree, right? And we'd also have issues with the table. With our table, remember, we have option 1 and option 2. But here I've got 3 different options. So how do we put in that third option? We have an issue here with the table. So there's a little trick here. So we would still maybe need to represent our sample space somehow. But if we just need to figure out how many total outcomes, we can use what is called the fundamental counting principle. And what I do here, since we have 3 different options, option 1 is our shirts. And then we have the pants. And then I have the shoes. So I have 6 shirts, 4 pairs of pants, 3 pairs of shoes. I'm going to come in and I'm just going to multiply those values together. 6 times 4 is 24, times 3, that's going to give me 72 total outcomes, which we had estimated here from basing it off of our small tree diagram. The fundamental counting principle, what we do is we take our number of options for each piece and we multiply them together, plain and simple. So I've got a couple of examples set up to talk about that. This first one I'm currently processing through, so this is why it's so hard to choose. There are 3 different iPhones out, new ones. So you have the iPhone 12 Pro, the iPhone 12, and the iPhone 12 mini. So there's 3 options of what kind of iPhone 12 you want. So right here, we have 3 options. It comes in 5 colors. It's got, I think, blue, red, green, white, and black. Well, it's a lot of options. So here for the colors, whoops, let's put those above the line here. 3 iPhones, 5 colors, and then the carriers. Mine's already chosen for me, so it's not an option for me. But for future reference, we got AT&T, Sprint, T-Mobile, and Verizon. 4 different carriers. So if you're buying your phone for the first time, here's your option set. So I've got 3 times 5, which is 15, times 4. That's 60 total outcomes. Again, all I'm doing is multiplying those numbers together. Start with the iPhone 12, pick a color, pick a carrier. That's one option. iPhone 12, new color, same carrier, second option. Lots going on, right? Okay, this next one, let's say we're going to create a 5-digit passcode. So your passcode can only be numbers from 0 to 9. So technically that's 10 numbers. You got 1 through 9 and 0, so you got 10 numbers here. I want to create a 5-digit passcode. So I'm going to create slots for each digit, and then we're going to look at how many options. So this says with no repeats, meaning I cannot repeat a number. So my first number I'm going to choose I have 10 options there, right? Well, now I've picked this number, I can't use it again, so now I only have 9 options. Now I've used 2 out of the 10 numbers. I have 8 left, then 7, and then 6. And I'm going to multiply those together. I already did this right before. So this gives me 30,240 total options. Whoa. This is why it's so hard to break into passwords. Well, let's make it even more tricky. What happens if we can repeat? So I can use a number more than once. I'm still going to have 5 slots, but now I pick a number here and it doesn't matter. I can use that number here, and here, and here, and here. If we multiply these together, we get 100,000 options. Okay? The fundamental counting principle. Multiply together the numbers from each option, and that's your total outcome. Good luck.